absently, like he was speaking to a waiter. In the Drysdale house, you almost never noticed the difference between people and animals. That's just the way it was. Antonia Benson, who usually went by her rock-climbing nickname, Pitch, sidled up to him. "You missed Pin the Tail on the dog catcher. This party is the dumbest thing I've ever seen not on TV. "Don't tell that to Savannah," Ben whispered nervously. "It's going to get a lot better," Logan Kellerman assured them confidently. "As my present to Luthor, I'm going to perform the final scene in Old Yeller." "You're kidding, right?" exclaimed Griffin. "You're going to be the kid who has to shoot his dog?" "No," said Logan. "I'm going to be the dog." "Kill me now," requested Pitch, "before I have to witness this." Melissa Dukakis agitated her head, causing her curtain of hair to part and reveal her shy eyes. "How does Savannah even know when Luthor's real birthday is? She didn't get him as a puppy." Savannah looked up from returning one of her rabbits to its cage. "It really is today. The tattoo inside his ear gave me the name of the breeder. It turns out Luthor was born in Germany. He was sold off because he was the runt of the litter, and that's how he came to America." All the friends looked over at the former runt, whose mouth was open wide enough to accommodate a human head as he polished off the last of his meatloaf ring. Peering on from Ben's collar, Ferretface heaved a sigh of disappointment. "Anyway," Savannah continued, "there must have been a mix-up because he was trained to be a guard dog." For a moment, her eyes filled with tears. "It's tragic, but it's all part of the sweet, wonderful, sensitive creature you see before you today." An awkward silence followed, as everybody remembered being chased, cornered, barked at, and even snapped at by this sweet, wonderful, sensitive creature. There was a cake for the people, too, with 6 candles, one for each of Luthor's 5 years, and one to grow on. "Like he needs to grow," Ben whispered. They were in the middle of singing Happy Birthday when Luthor suddenly leaped up, overturning the cake plate and the table it stood on. The growl that came from his throat rattled the windows. The short hairs at the scruff of his neck stood straight up. Ben crouched behind a chair. Inside his shirt, Ferretface tried to burrow under one arm. "Sweetie, what's the matter?" Savannah asked, alarmed. The doorbell rang. The growl turned into a sharp bark. Savannah threw open the door. There, on the front step, stood a short, stocky man in his 30s with curly hair exploding out from around an LA Dodgers baseball cap. He was smiling broadly, but his eyes, which appeared double size behind Coke bottle glasses, were not smiling at all. "Savannah Drysdale, lovely to see you again. Did you miss me?" The shocked silence was punctuated only by Luthor's angry roaring. Cleopatra set down her tray and rushed to comfort her best friend. Everyone knew the newcomer all too well. He was the last person anyone had expected to see, or wanted to. Wendell Palomino, better known to Griffin and his friends as Swindle. The name brought back horrible memories. Swindle had once owned the collectibles shop where Luthor had been a guard dog. The storekeeper had cheated Griffin out of a Babe Ruth baseball card worth nearly $1 million. In the end, Swindle had left town in disgrace, deserting Luthor at the dog pound. Savannah had adopted him instantly. It had all worked out okay. Or so everyone had thought. "What's he doing here?" Pitch demanded, voicing the question on all their minds. Swindle beamed. "Simple, little lady. I'm not here to trouble any of you young people. I just came to pick up my dog." The collective gasp nearly sucked all the air out of